Riku! Axel! Vincent! Sir Venom!
You slayed Mechalath and then helped revive him through the power of Azima. And Mechalath was persuaded to join the Gith in the Astral Sea. You descended back to the ruined village and the Minotaur archaeologists after collecting Mechalath's hoard and treasure. A night of revelry and conversation with the Minotaurs led to a discovery. A number of them were unloyal to the cause, wanting to harm the others. They bid you farewell after assisting them, offering their aid if you ever needed their archaeological skills. Here, though, you decided to part ways, Sir Venom and Vincent teleporting to the Circle on the Isle of Moray in the Moonshay Isles, while the rest of you, all Riku, Axel, Rectavio, and Casimir Velikov, continued down the high road towards Waterdeep. Sir Venom and Vincent plumbed the depths of Raven's Roost, while Riku and Axel made their way past an abandoned smuggling cove to the village of Homeport. At Homeport, you found a job board, which you decided to follow into the foothills of the Sword Mountains after an Etten stealing livestock. The same Etten that you found as a doll, effectively, back in Mechalath's hoard. That said, there was one other thing that you noticed. A wanted poster for 4 individuals who had committed murder, theft, and more at a casino called the Afterlife, outside of the town called Daggerford. And so we're going to start with Sir Venom and Vincent in the first room of the maze beneath Raven's Roost, seeking to obtain whatever the Raven Queen has set aside for Vincent. But first, he must prove himself of being worthy of her knight. And so I'll bring us back over to the Moonshay Isles here.
That was the best recap yet.
And you are in a room with a single magical aura-looking door behind you, with multiple cabinets. Each cabinet has a soft blue light glowing from within it, and each cabinet has it's sort of rectangular shape, but with an arch at the top, and it has 5 shelves, so 5 shelves high, with 3 sections each. On each of the shelves before you are dolls of Barovians and Dusk Elves. And as you continue to look through the shelves, and as you look around this room in each of these cabinets, you see lots and lots and lots of different types of people, but they all sort of look and appear like different types of people that you met within your adventure within Barovia in particular. Because this was the room that you entered that was reminiscent of Castle Ravenloft. What would you like to do?
Look at Sir Venom. Some interesting stuff here.
Are there dolls of like Danica? Like, is there a doll of the woman who became the new Raven Queen?
There is not, as a matter of fact. You can make an investigation check, but you don't see one like offhand necessarily.
Can I do like an investigation check to see like what notable NPCs there are dolls of?
Yeah, definitely.
Ooh, or can I see if it's only dolls of people that we know like died or stayed behind?
Yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check. Let's see what you get.
I only got an 8.
All right.
Oh, but
an
I
8.
have that bless thing.
Yeah, you are blessed from the Raven Queen, so go ahead and roll the d4 on top of that.
And a 1, so a 9.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of Barovians, a few Dusk Elves. Actually, there's quite a large number of Dusk Elves in comparison to the few Dusk Elves that you noticed outside of the Vistani camp. There are very few Vistani, and there are many, many Knights of Argynvost. That's what I would say you would see. Vincent, was there something you wanted to investigate or check out?
Yeah, I wanted to check out this thing and just try to figure out maybe what we need, what we need to do. Like, is
Sure.
this like some sort of mantle? Like, I need to find a particular doll and put it on this mantle, maybe type thing.
It is, in fact, a dais of some sort. And as you get close to the dais, you can see that there's words around the dais, like inscripted into the stone and the metal. And the words in particular say the following: Who was the Chamberlain of Ravenloft, slain by Strahd, and slayer of his dusk elf kin?
I look at Sir Venom and go, we gotta. You remember all that stuff from the book? Um, it was probably in his book and part of his backstory that we heard. So, did he kill his brother? Wait, who was slain? Could you repeat it again?
Yeah, absolutely.
Slain.
And I can put it in the chat if that's because you
Sure,
can
yeah.
read it on the actual stone and everything. Who was the
Yeah.
Chamberlain of Ravenloft, slain by Strahd, slayer of his dusk elf kin?
That was the guy whose like body was there when we fought Strahd, I'm pretty sure.
Slain by Strahd, slayer of his dusk elf kin. Oh, was it the guy that made Danica go? Was it that dusk elf? The named one? Um,
I
what
can't
was his
remember his
name?
name.
Um, the one that made us go to the
Roll a
Emperor
history check,
Temple.
Vincent.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll a history check. Let's see what this comes up with.
I got. Oh, my dice are in slow motion.
Oh, you might have to update your acceleration settings if you're on Chrome.
Frozen or something.
Yeah, it's just like in super slow mo. Alright, hold on, let me refresh. Did anything come through yet for a roll? No.
No, I generally have to
I only see
have
2 rolls.
I
Do
have
you
to
see
have
2
this
roll?
on.
Let me check. Use. Alright, where's that?
That's in your settings, and if you just search for acceleration, it should pop right up.
It's like a 9.
I'm seeing a 9.
Okay,
That's not very
gotcha.
good.
Oh, you don't forget you have that plus
Um,
2 too.
Yeah, I'm looking
Yeah,
real quick. This is
so
in.
you
That's
feel like
right.
his name is on the tip of your tongue,
Yeah, it's in.
and you feel like you have a number of different ways to remember who this individual is. Yeah, I think I'll leave it there based on your roll.
Yeah. All right. Um,
Did we
his
like
name.
Strahd's book? Did we leave that at Shenanigans in the library, or is that still in our like magic chest?
You tell me.
Do you have it, Sir Venom?
If I remember, we put all the books in the portable hole, but I don't remember if we like took them out to put them in the library at Shenanigans, or if we like held on to them. I think we
So I
probably held on
suspect
to
the
them in
Tome of
case we
Strahd
need.
would have been different than like the hoard of books from like his library, for instance.
I feel like the one evil book we probably would have traveled with, kept close, but everything else we probably would have dumped at home.
Okay.
But it's up to you
So
guys. You're the ones in the middle of the puzzle.
Do we
Yeah.
have do we have the sending stone?
You do have a sending stone, I believe.
Yeah, we can use it once a day, and I can use spell slots to cast sending too. Should we phone a friend?
I just phone a friend. It's like, hey, what was that Dusk Elf's name?
What
Yeah, let's talk.
what
Okay.
name are you
Let's
trying to
talk.
remember?
It's the Dusk Elf that was with us in Barovia that made Danica go to the like revive everything. That little shithead guy.
The guy that like we
Your name-
fought and then who ran away from us. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know his name.
Of
Yeah.
course, my little notebook that I keep all my notes in is all packed up in Burlington.
It literally is on the tip of my tongue. In
You want me to
real
just
life.
tell you his name?
Yeah. No, we're gonna call you.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna. We're gonna.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna nudge.
to the party.
Yeah. Yeah, and say, hey, I'm in the middle of a game show.
I'll tell you,
and I
his-
need to phone a friend.
His name sounds like one of the guys you have to kill in Elden Ring.
Oh, that doesn't help me. Elden Ring?
Yeah.
Venom's played it.
So it starts with an M or a G, is what you're
Mm,
saying.
I'll tell you
Not-
no. I'll tell you no on that one.
No.
And I'll also tell you it's not the individual that Rictavio is traveling with.
Yeah. It's the guy, a different guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna call
Well,
up
shit, tell us.
Octavio and Casimir. And I'm gonna ask them, like, what was the name of Strahd's Chamberlain who went on a murder spree?
And Rictavio hears this, and you don't hear. You know that the message is received, and there's a pause, and you can hear him ask this question of someone. You don't hear the response, but then you hear the words back. His name was Rahadan.
That's right.
Oh, like Radon.
Yes.
Alright. So I guess
Alright, then,
we'll look around and see if there's a Rahadan
Yeah.
doll.
Yeah, we gotta scatter around the things and look for
Okay.
Rohadin.
Okay, make an investigation check for that.
Remember his name. I just remembered he was an elf.
And I'm still on this. Where the hell is settings on this page?
Oh, you have to go to it's not on the Owlbear page or the D&D Beyond
No,
page.
I know.
It's like a Chrome
Oh,
thing.
it's not on D. Oh, it's not a Chrome thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Click the dots
I
in the
got
upper right.
14 on 9.
Yeah, I see it now. Now that I know what I'm looking at. All right, settings.
The
And then
dots.
what did you say? Excel?
Yeah, if you search for ACCEL, it'll come
Yeah.
right up, and then you'll toggle it on and hit relaunch, and that should fix it. Like that's what I have to do when I have that issue.
Yeah. Use Excel. Yeah.
I usually just refresh.
Oh, he uses Discord on his Chrome as well, by the looks of it.
Yeah. Yeah, he does.
If you hold F5 and hit the enter bar a few times, it'll reboot your computer. And isn't there like a thing like that?
I want to see him do a speed test.
Booted me out
All
of
right,
this.
can you make a roll? Let's see if it fixed it. Just a random roll. Your investigation check was pretty good, so we'll take that other one. But
Yeah. Want my investigation, but I'll roll again. No, still Flama. I'll play around with it after the.
Sorry.
But
Well,
I'll take whatever was good.
Yeah, the 18 was quite good, as a matter of fact. And you, in particular, Vincent, are able to find the Rahadan doll. It's funny. It is unlike all the other dolls, and it's actually tucked back behind several of the Knights of Arkenvost in particular. And when you find it, covered in blood.
Ugh.
You pick it up?
Yeah. Gonna grab it and attempt to put it on the dais.
Okay. Again, no issues doing so. There is some blood on your hands from the doll as you do so, and as you place it onto the dais, you see a swirl of feathers, and you take a step backwards. And there's a swirl of feathers around the doll, and you hear, or rather, you don't hear, but you feel what you think is a bit of deja vu. But you get the sense that this is a memory being slipped to you by the Raven Queen. And the memory, the deja vu, the sense, the feeling that is being provided to you is take care of this visage, and you'll pass the first test. And before you is a bloodied version of Rahadan, sword similar to the one now wielded by Kazimir Velikov, but entirely drenched in blood, stepping off the dais towards you both, which is where I'm going to actually ask you to roll initiative.
Oh,
Uh,
Oh, he's alive.
He is alive now.
He's everything's covered in blood, or is it just the sword?
Just the sword is now covered in blood.
Oh,
And we got a 10 and a 20 from you. Your initiative worked pretty well by the looks of it.
It's still rolling slow, but I guess it's
yeah.
It's
I
rolling.
still see it as ... I'm gonna reload.
It came up as a 10 for me. So, sorry, a 20. That's weird.
Yeah, 16 plus 4. Yeah, it's a 20,
Okay.
but it just took a while to get there for me.
Well, nonetheless, we're going to start with, I think Sir Venom technically goes. Oh no, you
Did
have a
my
17.
reload
why
fix
did
it?
I mean,
Is it my fault?
Is it my fault? I don't know. I don't know why it's doing that. Vincent, we are going to start with you. What would you like to do?
Shoot an arrow, or 2 of them.
Okay.
-5. It's just painful.
We'll say it is suspenseful.
Oh,
I'm
they're
like,
rolling. Get off
Jep-
that 3. Get off
wait.
that 3.
So we need some Jeopardy music.
I think it landed on the 3.
I'm seeing if there's a reason. Are you using Chrome or are you using Firefox?
No, I'm on Edge right now,
Oh,
which
weird.
is what I've always
edging.
been doing
Yeah.
because this is what it always works.
So, Rahadin's incredibly fast, and he dodges to the side as your arrow is fired.
Yeah, of course he does. But that's okay because I've got 2 arrows to shoot at him, so I'll shoot
Okay.
at him. I think that'll be good enough. 14 plus 11 minus 5.
Ooh.
20.
That is a hit. The 20. So is this a? Yeah, the
Yeah,
20
so
is a hit.
-5. Yep. All right. So we'll go with 1. So that's a reroll for the damage on that.
Nice.
Yeah. Once per turn. We reroll 1. Clear. Oh, here it goes. This is brutal. I gotta figure this out while it's someone else's turn.
I'm actually like pulling up like D&D Beyond forums to see if I can like help you with this.
All right. 4 plus 6 plus 10. So 20 damage.
20 damage. All right.
Yeah.
And that arrow lances into him. It's a pretty good shot, and it does full damage. You can see him sort of give a yell as he does so. And that will be. Is that your full turn, or is there anything else you'd like to do?
Yeah, then I'm just gonna back up as much as I can.
Okay. All right. That is going to bring us to Sir Venom. What would you like to do?
what do I want to do? I think I'll move a little closer to him. And then I'm going to cast Spirit Guardians.
Spirit Guardians. And are you going to toss Umbra out there?
I wouldn't be able to do that, right? Because that'd be 2 spells in 1 turn.
Oh, I mean as the Spirit Guardian.
Oh yeah. So I was thinking for Spirit Guardians, it was like just a bunch of spectral like ravens circling me.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah, that works.
And I think think that's all I can do.
Is it like this big?
Yeah, 15 feet.
Ooh,
15 feet. Nice.
fancy.
All right. And I'm just going to attach it to you so if we move you around, sweet. Okay, so how much damage does that do?
Well, it doesn't do any damage until the start of his turn.
Gotcha. Okay.
I don't think it does damage like when I cast it. I'm pretty sure. And also, if Vincent walks into it, he is unaffected.
Oh, nice. Cool. Okay. That will bring us to Rahadan. He is going to move next to you, and as he does so, please make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, he has to make a
s-
wisdom saving throw too.
Oh,
Okay.
First time it does do damage.
Oh, it does do damage? Okay, so go ahead and
Yeah.
roll double damage here. Sir Venom. Because his wisdom saving throw was bad.
And mine was only a 23.
That's pretty good, actually. So you're only going to take half of this as you hear the psychic screams from the dolls on the shelves behind you. So you're going to take 10 points of psychic damage from that. And then he is going to he will take 3 attacks with his scimitar on you in particular. So the first one's a critical. The second one is going to be an 18 that does not hit, does it? And the
Yeah, it does
third
not.
will.
Also, I am immune to criticals.
Oh wow. Okay.
What?
And the third will be a hit. So I'll just do 2 things of slashing damage here from the bloodied scimitar, and it's going to be 23 points of damage.
Okay, and
Wait, how are
then
you immune to criticals?
His armor.
my armor.
What?
Is it adamantine or whatever?
Yeah, adamantine armor.
Nice.
No crits. And
Insane.
then the spirit guardians, it did 19 for when I cast it, and then 17 for when he started his turn.
Okay, so 36
That's
points damage.
that's radiant damage. If that
Gotcha.
matters at all.
I didn't even know that was
yeah,
a
that's good.
thing.
I took 23 damage.
That said, that was his full turn, and we're gonna go back around in the order to Vincent.
Oh, too much
Oh,
dust.
I have to roll con saves, don't I, for spirit guardians?
Yeah. That's
Yes,
the only
you do.
negative to
So
spell.
I'd have to roll one for each time I take damage.
Yeah, so it would be a 10 was the first one, an 11, and a 12.
So 22 for the first one.
All good.
Oh, and a 6 for the second one.
Okay. So he takes all that damage, but your Spirit Guardians is dropped, and I will pull that off of you.
I need to get like that
There's
feat.
feats. Yeah.
Yeah.
Warcaster.
Yeah.
There's that and another one.
Okay. Sir Venom, what would you like to do?
I am going to
Or sorry, I'm sorry,
send-
Vincent. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's my bad. Vincent. Hey, Sir
I'm gonna
Venom, you
take-
get turn after turn after turn.
I'm gonna take 2 shots. A 16 and a 19.
Hey, the 19 is a hit.
The 16 misses.
16 misses. But it's going to be plus 10 on him, right?
Oh wait, do I? Yeah, but do
You still have 2 blesses left
do I
too.
get the +4? Yeah, do I get the?
Oh yeah,
I'm
you
gonna do
use that bless. Yeah.
I'm gonna use the blessed on the first one.
As long as you get above a 2 or
4.
above. Okay, that's a hit as well.
Oh,
So both of them
All
are
right,
hits.
so those are both hits. All right. So then,
love
boom.
bless.
Yeah, I needed that. Okay, so 20 on the first hit and 20 on the second hit.
Damn. Okay, so the first arrow actually kills him. And as you
Ah.
thump like a thump he takes a step back and he's like holding the arrow, and the second arrow hits him and it causes him to fall onto the dais. He does not bleed, and it's only now that you've done this many arrows, pumped this many arrows into him, that you notice that the sword is emitting all of the blood onto the floor. And as it touches down onto the floor, it disappears into wisps of black, tendrily smoke. And as his body hits the dais, you see it burst into this smoke. And it wafts around the room, and as you begin to smell it, you have that sort of pull of what can only be described as deja vu once again, as you're provided a memory. And it's the Raven Queen standing before you, saying, "And his memories are now mine. First trial is completed."
Ha! We did it, Sir Venom.
Sweet. I high five Sir Vincent.
We gotta
Are
get
we,
out of here.
now that we're out of initiative, I'm going to do a quick heal for myself. I'm going to use my icon of Ravenloft to do, let's see, Cure Wounds 3d8 plus 3.
It would be funny if you became Sir Vincent after this. It's like
Oh,
a
yeah.
Raven Queen thing.
He already is Sir Vincent. He's already technically a knight of the Raven Queen. I had a spell that I was able to do that.
No, but I mean, like, if he can, like, you know,
You can
Official.
change your name to whatever you want, Vincent.
All right. Is there like the door? Is it like a door to go back the same way?
Yeah, the door to go back is that blue section
Yeah.
right here.
Okay.
So we'll
All
bring
right,
you
then,
guys back.
we'll block back.
I feel like your blessing was nice for sure, but this is like official. If he finishes this,
Yeah.
Does he still have that like that Raven crown that he got when I blessed him?
How long does ceremony last?
That was I think only good for 24 hours.
Then the answer would be no. Because it was only as long as the ceremony spell lasted in that instance.
Okay.
All right. Let's go on to the next one.
Oh,
Okay.
you're still a proper knight to Sir Venom.
As you re-enter the room, the keyhole on the brazier that suggested the gates of Ravenloft has actually been filled in, and now just simply shows the full visage of Ravenloft within the keyhole itself. Like it sort of like as a little glowing, like minor illusion, effectively within the keyhole when you peer inside. And you can see that there's almost like a little flame to it that you suspect will help light the brazier and cause whatever this thing will do. The other two keyholes are unlit, and the doors are before you. The one to the let me just take a glance at this. The one to the northwest suggests the Ember Temple, and the one to the south suggests Argynvost Holt. Which one would you like to go through?
On next, Sir
Raven
Venom.
Vincent. This is your trial. You pick the door.
All right. Let's go to this one. Let's go
You
Ember
lead the
Temple.
way.
Okay. We will bring you into this next room. And the door reveals an amber decorated room with a large cauldron on one side. Oh, I actually cut this out. I did my preparation correctly. How convenient. And let me simply expand this a little bit more. But basically, what you see is what you get in this room. There's a large amber cauldron here.
Okay.
What would you like
Is
to do?
it empty? Is it full? What's inside this cauldron?
It is empty from what you can see, but as you get close to it, once more, there is an inscription upon the cauldron, and this one is going to be Tard. It says that a creature lurked hidden in the Amber Temple, one you did not find. His mind shattered, his memories lost and taken. What creature lives only through the hiding away of their soul?
Is that the what's the beholder? Could that be an answer?
It could be like a lick, the hiding away of the soul. Isn't that what they do? They make like
A
the
lick?
phylacteries.
Make
It's tough because
if either of you would like Arcana checks, you may do so.
Uh, I'll roll something.
I'm
Um,
using my.
What about
So I got
like
15.
nature? Would nature work
Sure,
for
you
like
can try.
animals
You
or
can try
something?
nature. Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna try a nature and try to think of. I think it's either the beholder or 19 for nature.
So the 15 in the Arcana is good enough. The 19 nature is a little short of what you would need. There are really no creatures that you can think of that hide away their souls, nor the sort that would sort of lurk in a place like the Amber Temple. Sir Venom, you think it's a lich. And as you say, lich, one appears.
Ah,
Oh shit!
Oh,
And so, again, please go ahead and roll initiative.
Oof.
bitch.
15.
Ooh, 24.
Nice. Okay, so Vincent, what would you like to do as this lich appears?
Same thing we always do. Take 2 sniper shots. Put this threat down.
Go ahead and just hit that button twice to make both die roll.
First one is 17 plus 6.
And -5, so an 18.
23. Yeah. No, 23 total. With the
That's a hit.
-5. Yeah. Alright. And then the second one is rolling. Very slowly. Dramatically. That looks like it's probably gonna. Oh! I think I got a lucky roll. I think it's a 15. Yeah, so 21.
That's also a hit.
We'll get 2 damage rolls coming in here.
And this lich looks like it was about to duck down behind the walls of this giant cauldron. So suggesting that it probably has some level of cover here, but you still hit it.
Well, we sniping. It shouldn't get any cover.
Is
I
that
think
how that
that's
works?
what mine does, right?
I
I
bet you're
think it
right. I bet it
does.
like removes cover or something.
Yeah. Alright,
So
so
is
I
that an
got
18 and a 17?
yeah, but I'm gonna re-roll the 17 because it's a 1. I get 1.
Okay.
But the other one was a 2, so I gotta keep it. That was a 3. So 19 and what was
I
the
mean,
other one?
that's pretty good. This lich is actually bloodied from that.
Yeah.
And as you hit it with these 2 arrows, you can see it sort of doing a like, and almost like an ear pitch, like a horrid screeching coming from it. The entire cauldron is also glowing, like fully glowing. And it's not the sort of black wispy smoke. It is a deep necrotic green and gold. Is that your full
Would
turn?
ask Sir Venom why he summoned a lich on us. Why'd you gotta say a lich?
Well, it's because this is your trial. Raven Queen wants to see how tough you are.
Well, finish him off. I bloodied him up.
So with the cauldron
Yeah,
glowing,
that's
is it
all I
like
got.
giving off like damaging fire or anything? Like if I get up close to him, do I think I'm gonna take damage?
You can make an Arcana check.
17.
You don't know. You suspect that necrotic glow is not good, but you can't discern whether or not it would cause you to take damage.
Okay, maybe I won't get all up in his grill. So I'll step back side by side with Vincent. And first, I will summon up Umbra to do a little damage, which I do not have a token for. So there's a magic little raven guy who's going to go and attack him with a dirty 20 to hit.
That's a hit.
So 13 force damage.
Okay.
And then, let's see, since it looks like he has cover, instead of an attack cantrip, I am going to cast Raven Queen's Black Flame, which is Sacred Flame. So he has to do a dex save of 18.
Okay. And he got a 16, so he failed. As he does that, he will absorb some of the power from the cauldron, and you can see that there's a significant dimming of the necrotic green gold light around the cauldron, and he seems to like fight off the sacred flame from burning within him.
Oh, so it doesn't hit him, or he doesn't take damage from it?
It's a legendary resistance,
Oh, that jerk.
but he used the power of the cauldron. The cauldron is powering his legendary resistances.
Oh, okay. So he only has so many uses of it.
He's got 2 left, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that is my turn.
Okay. It will be the Lich's turn, and he will immediately use Cloud Kill and cause a lot of green poison fog to enter the area. So the entire area is obscured, and it's across the entire room. I actually wonder if I can I'll drop some like green fog on you guys here. So you can still see everything, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But the room is heavily obscured, and heavily obscured means something in particular, which I will give you. So it blocks vision entirely, I believe. Yeah. So you suffer from the blinded condition in this instance, which means that you can't really see, and you have disadvantage on attack checks. So that's blindness. That also said, I would also ask you to please make, I think it's Constitution. Yeah, please make Constitution saving throws.
Oh, well, using the last of. Actually, I don't even know if I can. I'm not even gonna bother using the bless for it with an 8.
I think I got a 1.
Yeah,
I
so you're
did,
both gonna
yeah.
fail. So you're both gonna take 5d8 poison damage,
Yikes.
22 points.
Okay.
Vincent,
All right. So
it,
yeah.
it
So
is your
you
turn.
said All right. Disadvantage on attacks.
So you can't see anything. You're
Yeah.
blinded, and you would get disadvantage. Attack rolls against um, attack rolls have disadvantage, and you can't see and automatically fail any ability checks that require sight.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna shoot some arrows into the abyss, anticipating where I assume he was.
Okay, that's
Um,
amazing.
but I think because I'm blessed, yeah, I'm just gonna take 2 regular shots, so not -5. So disadvantage. Um, yeah, we got to try to hit this thing. Can you get rid of the fog, Sir Venom?
I'm looking at my spells now, and maybe
The Umbra
Yeah.
token has officially been added as a group member.
All right,
nice.
so
So he's over here.
I think I got a 13 on the first one, which is a miss, but I got a +4. 17?
A 17.
I'm still blessed, right?
Yeah, roll that
I
bless.
haven't taken any. I did. It was a 4, so it goes up to 17.
Okay. Sadly, that's still a miss. Wait,
Oh,
wait. Are
17.
you
Oh,
using?
nice.
Does the sniper shot work so that it
No, I didn't.
always
Well,
is active?
no.
Because he has the only reason his AC is not a 17 and it's a
Yeah.
20 is because he has cover. So I want to know if your
Oh,
ability to
so
overcome
I did.
cover is still
Yeah.
active.
Well, if I did the snipe shot, it would. So I guess the answer is I didn't because I wasn't doing a snipe shot. But if I did, it would be a lower AC. I guess that's
You
my
might not
question
need
to you.
to. What's the feat called?
So what? Oh,
Sure, I can check your character.
it's called sharpshooter. Uh,
Sharpshooter.
I think it might just be that it's always active.
Yeah. If it's always active, then you're gonna hit him, basically.
Yeah. Your ranged weapon attacks ignore half cover and 3/4 cover.
Okay, then you hit him. That 17 hits.
oh, that's,
So that 4 was
ah,
massive.
yeah. All right, good. Then okay, so this is just this damage. I think is good. Nice. 7 plus 6.
That is
13.
pretty good.
And then on this one, maybe I'll pump a little bit extra in them. Let's go with um actions. Let's go with bursting arrow. Yeah, I'll just do force damage, assuming he may or may not be resistant to poison. So I'll do a bursting arrow. I'll make that a bursting arrow to do another 2d6 force damage.
Okay.
Which will be 5, 6, 7.
He is not looking great. You can see that there is bone dust and shards and fragments from your, or you can hear the bone dust like sort of settling and the shards and fragments hitting the sides of the cauldron as your bursting arrow causes some sort of explosion on his bones. And your second shot, all you need is like a 7 theoretically to hit
Yeah,
him, like a 6.
yeah. So I'm not gonna use the sniper. I don't need that. So a nat 20 on the first roll, which won't count. Second one's a
Plus,
5.
plus they're both.
Just get a nat 20 on the second roll. Easy.
All right, so 16 plus my bless.
Doesn't matter what you roll on the bless, you're gonna get it.
Oh, I
So
got it.
go ahead and roll
Okay.
damage. Yeah, you just needed
Right
a
on.
1 on the bless.
Oh yeah, right. That's right. Okay. All right, and then a whopping 4 plus 6, 10 damage.
And as you do this, you use your eyesight, or you use your other senses other than your eyesight, firing where you believe the lich to be. The first shot causes damage to the lich, but it was really the explosive nature of the arrow that did it. And as you hear him shift inside the cauldron, your ears perk up and you fire again, downing the creature, causing the gas to disappear and the creature to disappear once more in a bit of mist and memory. The Raven Queen sending you deja vu all over again. You see before you a story. A secret society of good-aligned wizards building the Amber Temple in the Balanok Mountains before Strahd ever invaded. They needed a vault in which to contain an evil vestige, something horrific that had been captured and saved and hidden away forever. They dedicated the temple to a god of secrets, whom they trusted to keep it hidden from the rest of the world until the end of time. These images are consistently passing over both of your eyes. Unfortunately, the wizards, even with the will of God on their side, could not prevent evil creatures from sussing out the temple's location. The wizards were forced to guard the temple themselves, living there night, day, week after week, year after year, decade after decade. And as they did so, they could feel the pull of the evil towards them. The forces that were imprisoned within eventually corrupted the wizards, turning them against one another. And by the time they were dead and gone, and the forces of evil had gone a little more quiet, a new individual, an archmage by the name of Exthanter, arrived at the temple. Here, he breached their wards and spoke to an item within the temple, sussing out the ability to become a lich. That said, you see Exanther existing within the temple decades, centuries, taking it over, turning the skulls of its previous defenders into flame skulls under his command, and hiding away. That said, powers within seem to feed back on him. You see Strahd coming and going, becoming a vampire, the land becoming Barovia. But Exanther seemingly dissipating in his power. He loses his name and his memories during this time. And this is how the Raven Queen is able to show you this. And with a caress of memory on your cheeks, she dissipates and remain in the room with the knowledge of the Ember Temple embedded in your minds.
Man, I could get used to this. This is just find all this knowledge.
It's pretty cool working for the Raven Queen, isn't it? She does this kind of thing all the time.
Vincent would go around and collect some of his arrows.
So, man, how
As
we
he
miss
does
a
all the
lich in the Amber Temple? We must have missed
Good
a
thing.
pretty big room.
Yeah, good call on figuring out that puzzle. We got one more to go.
Yep. I think maybe some quick heals are in order. Let's see. So I am going to I'm gonna do cure wounds with a second level slot to myself. So 2d8 plus 6. So 18. And then we use one of my channel divinities to get my second level spell slots back. How are you looking for health, Vincent?
I'm just down 22 from that fog.
Okay. I'm up to 58 out of 75, so I think I'm good for the next room.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Okay.
D4 out of-
Returning to the central room with the brazier. Is Umber still with you? The spectral Umber?
It only lasts a minute, so I'm sure
Okay.
by the time we get to
Yeah.
the next room, it'll be gone.
Traversing back through portions of the maze to the central brazier room, you see once again the keyhole filled in with the front entrance to the Amber Temple, the one with all the columns in the mountainside. The little light within suffusing the area. At this point, we're going to bounce back to the other lads, and we're going to find them on a path into the foothills on a monster hunt. Where did that go?
Oh boy.
Is there anything you would like to have happen while you are on this path to the cave, as you follow these Etten footprints through the mud and the dirt quite easily up into the hillside?
I guess we could discuss what we haven't seen the cave yet.
You have not yet found the cave, but you suspect that it's probably only, I don't know, 10 to 15 minutes
All
ahead of
right.
you.
Yeah, I guess we should like discuss a plan while we can actually talk, because we don't want to talk too much while we're outside the cave.
Riku kind of gives you a side eye. And
What?
he's like, plan?
Yes, I feel like in my brain I've had an entire week to plan for this, Riku. Okay. So
This is light work, my friend. But
look, don't you look? Well, you know what? We're gonna make a plan, and it's gonna be a good plan. And who knows? Maybe we're working out the kinks of what our moves are gonna be for the future. All right. This is just like a warm up.
Okay.
All right. So you're like fancy music guy. You can like distract people with your charm, right? So
I'm not sure a creature like this I can, but sure,
look,
go on.
listen, all right, this is gonna be a great plan. A lot of people are saying. Uh so basically we're gonna find a cave. So there's gonna be like a cave entrance, right?
Hmm?
So I'm gonna like sneak up and try to get on top of the cave entrance, kind of like, perched
You want
on
to pull a
top.
repeat of the dragon thing?
No. This is similar, but different. All right.
Okay. Go
So
on.
I'm gonna be positioned on top of the cave entrance, assuming the monster's in the cave and not just wandering around outside of it. I'm gonna be on top of the cave entrance, and when I'm in position, you're gonna be outside the cave entrance, in like a bush or something. You're gonna hide like in a bush where you can't be. You're gonna be in a place where you can't be seen. Okay.
We could both
And
be invisible.
well, let's try to think of something, not just being lazy and just making ourselves invisible. All right.
Well, that's my go-to. That's what I do.
All right. Well, if you don't
Riku's-
like my
Riku's, like,
plan,
scratches his head,
if you
confused,
don't
like,
like my plan, if you don't like my plan, we'll just go.
No. I'm willing to try something new.
All
Just
right.
go.
Anyway, you're gonna be out of sight and you're gonna start making noise. Maybe I don't know if these things eat. Maybe you can make like an animal noise that these things eat. I know
Okay.
people are saying that their cattle or whatever have gone missing, probably.
Mhm.
And then so you're gonna bait the thing out with your noise, right?
Uh-huh.
And as soon as it gets out of the cave entrance, that's when I surprise it and I just drop down on it with my axe and we start fighting it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can do that.
All right. Well, let's see what the cave entrance looks like first, if I can actually get on top of it. But that's, ballpark what I'm thinking.
And as you continue along the path, it's pretty quickly that you come along to what appears to be the cave entrance. You can see it through some trees and some brush that has pushed down and aside here.
Riku also gestures to his bag of holding. He's like, it might be time to remind you I have this, and then pulls out broom.
Oh.
Perhaps this may change things.
Well, let's see what we're working with here for so okay.
Yeah. So you can kind of see into
Oh,
it.
so it's not as much as a cave as it is like it's like a narrow
It's like a
pass.
narrow,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like a narrow opening into
You-
what appears to be a cave.
You want to jump on it, right?
I want to get a surprise. No matter what, I want to get a surprise on it. I want to get the
Okay.
drop
So
on it.
you give me a perception check, Axel.
23.
Yeah, you think that there is a spot where you could sort of hang on, almost like a rock climber would, in one spot with one of your hands, with one of your other hands holding your weapon up above, about 12 feet above the cave entrance.
Ooh, but would I be able to hold my great axe with one hand.
You think you could hold the great axe with one hand and hold on for some amount of time above the cave entrance.
Okay.
Now, how long you can hold on, that's going
Yeah.
to require
How?
Constitution or Strength
Yeah.
checks. You know,
I also have the
there's going to be
broom.
some things to this.
You do have the broom, but
I can command it.
oh, so you can tell it to give me a ride?
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay. Do I have to
Like-
ride it like a witch, or can I surfboard style it?
You can do whatever you feel comfortable with, my friend.
All right, yeah. And so let me get a pointer here. Is how high up is like this cliff? Is it, or I don't know what this is, but how high up is
Yeah,
this?
it's like a little ledge. I would say that it's roughly like 10 to 15 feet in different spots.
Okay. Would I be able to fly up to like here on his broom then, and just like,
You levitate there and wait.
I guess, is that what you're thinking? Does that work for you, Riku?
Yeah, as soon as you jump off, it comes back to me, basically. I can, like, tell it
All
to do
right,
it.
yeah. Okay. I like it. So I'm gonna creep up there on your broom, and you're gonna make noise. You're gonna do something
Okay.
to bait. You want to bait the guy out, and as soon
Yeah,
as
to this
he,
choke point here.
yeah, and as soon as he gets there, I'm gonna go drop on him.
Easy.
Okay. If you'd like to position yourself there, Axel, you may do so. Riku, do you get close to the cave entrance as this is happening at all? Or are you just like
Well,
watching Axel do this?
I'll tell him, I'll have him step on the broom, and then I'll tell it my command is basically to take him to that point and stay there until he jumps off of it, and then come back to me. And
Okay.
and then it'll listen and take him over there. And then I'll approach. And are these two guys actually here?
They are actually there, and they are willing to assist from a distance if you would like them to. They
Riku
don't
will
really
just
want to
turn.
get too involved.
Yeah, Riku will just turn and say, "This will just be a minute." Be like, if things get out of hand, come help. But I don't think it get that far.
As you wish. And you can kind of see Casimir like looking at the sword that he had actually drawn out, and he sort of shrugs and sheathes it. Rictavio sort of like got a toothpick in his mouth, just fucking around. Let's see. Axel, what is your passive perception?
Passive is 16.
And Riku, what is yours?
I think 15. Yeah, 15's for all my
Okay, that's
passives.
as you get closer, Riku, you can hear multiple voices, indistinct voices, but multiple different types of voices coming from down the cave. In particular, you can hear what sounds to be a dumb and submissive voice, low in particular. I don't want. You sort of. You hear a high-pitched and whiny voice, but shrill and stronger-willed, and it's. And then you hear voices intermittent with. Well, make a nature check.
12.
It's clearly animal noises. In fact, you hear what sounds like the clucking of a chicken intermittent with one voice, oinks of a pig with a second voice, and the third voice is almost animalistic in some way, but you're unsure what the third one is. That being said, you do distinguish 5 different voices within the cave.
Okay. At one point, Riku got a pipe that could let me cast minor illusion when I smoke out of it. So let's say that I take out that pipe, I take a big old fat rip, and then I start making the noises of various animals, like cows and such, like whatever other animals that I also heard in there that they have already. I make them from like the entrance of the cave, and then I
Okay.
kind of like look up to Axel and give him the thumbs up.
And Riku, you can see because you've got dark vision, so you can actually see much further down the cave.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily see any of these creatures from within, um, but you know that they're somewhere within the dark depths. This cow, or this like, what would you like to see in particular?
Yeah, I'll make like cow noises, just like barnyard animal noises with a minor illusion.
Okay. And as you do so, all of the voices down in the cave stop, and one says, "Fresh meat. Go get it for us. Go. I command you to go get it, Zakto Ebar." The oinks of the pig voice say.
And I'm
"But
I'm
I
kind of just
don't
like
want to.
I'm like
Clearly
creeping behind
emanate.
in these bushes over here. That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. You can hear the voices talking pretty clearly at this point. It seems that they stop talking intermittently and are reacting to your minor illusion.
Okay.
I don't want to go down the cave, says a large, loud voice in common.
And I'll make
To
like
which,
I'll make like the noise of the pig, but make it sound like it's squealing in pain now.
okay, and as you do so, the third voice, which you couldn't fully identify, "Go down the cave. Go down now. Find what it is, Zakto Ibar, or feel our wrath once more." "Yes, master. Yes, master." And you hear footsteps beginning to come down the cave, shuffling, and you can see, if you're trying to hide, Riku, you can make a stealth check. And I would actually ask for a stealth check from both of you. That's pretty good there, Riku. 25 from Axel, quite good. And you can hear the doof, 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 and see the Etten coming down the cave and beginning to poke his head out. What are those two guys doing? And he points at Rictavio and Casimir, who look surprised, and
Well, could I drop on it like and
you may
surprise it?
have a
Surprise of
yeah,
my own.
absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna rage and then a rage and surprise attack. Basically what I did against the dragon. Just
Gotcha.
like yeah. All right, me think. So surprise, and it's just gonna be a reckless surprise. I guess yeah. I don't know if that
No, yeah, I mean you get advantage for sure on this.
and Great Weapon Master.
That's a hit.
Okay. Cool. So that's it.
And you get your sneak attack damage.
Yeah. So this is an auto crit because I'm surprising it, and I have assassinate.
Oh yeah, fuck.
So
Wow.
so 24 for that, and then sneak attack. Crit. Okay, so we're up to 34.
Plus Great Weapon Master.
Plus Great Weapon Master is 44, and then the rage is 40. So 46.
Okay. As you drop on this creature, you sling the great axe into one of the two heads, dealing 46 damage. Go ahead and roll initiative actually for both of you, and then I'll apply this damage. And the Etten gives out a terrible cry as you lop into one of the two heads, the whinier voiced head sort of basically becoming half lopped off. The Etten still seems to have full use of its limbs, however, and we will start combat with you, Axel, going first.
Yep. So Great Weapon Master, reckless attack. Whatever head I've already been attacking. So that'll
That's a hit.
hit. So
20.
oh, and then I can sneak attack since this is like a fresh round. Do I get the sneak attack?
Oh, because he hasn't gone
Look
yet,
at
has he?
this. Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So 23. Okay, so think it's 25 because the Great Weapon Master and then the regular damage and the rage. So 25 for that attack.
Gotcha.
And then this is gonna be a second attack or extra attack, whatever. So that'll hit. So 14 plus 2 is 16 plus 10 is 26. So 26, and then 25 on the first one, and then 46 on the surprise.
For more damage than it has HP. And so as you do this, you hear the first head basically like midway begin choking on its blood and dying. And the other goes, Zocto force, and like you begin to like absolutely chop into the second head because you're kind of standing on the shoulders of this creature having dropped onto it. Both heads are a bloody pulp. Please make a dexterity saving throw as the creature begins to fall with you on its shoulders.
Okay, I sense danger after I kill this.
He
And
just one shot that thing.
He did.
I got a 10 for the dex save.
So you're not gonna. It's not gonna land on top of you, but you are going to, just because of falling from a height and having to like awkwardly jump off of it as you kill this thing, you're gonna take 6 points of damage.
Okay.
Because you're raging.
Yeah.
So the creature crashes to the ground, dead, and as it does so, and I'm just gonna put you right here. It doesn't block though. Like you can walk over it and go into the cave if you want, but you can hear the creatures on the inside suddenly saying, Zocto, Ibar, what are you doing? Bring us more food.
Riku, he's gonna use message and say to Axel, "You want to go in loud, or do you want to sneak on him?"
Well, it's dark in this cave, right?
It is dark in this cave.
Yeah. Axel kind of can we see each other, or I guess like we can just talk in your
You can use
message.
You're
message
outside.
and-
You're outside
Yeah,
right now.
The message is a whisper.
yeah. Axel would tell Riku that he can't see in there. But I mean, because we have no idea what's in there, I feel like we can take what's ever in there. So
Riku shrugs.
we just
and
go
smiles, and then goes up and touches you on the shoulder and says, "Let's find out." Casts invisibility at 3rd level on us, so we both get to be invisible.
in. All right. We're going in. Invisible style.
Okay. Going in invisible style. Let's toss these on you guys. I think there's a thing here for that. There's one for Riku and there's one for Axel. Where would you guys like to go? And go ahead and make stealth checks as you do this at advantage. What I would say as well, Axel, is that you're going to be able to, you're going to lose light pretty quickly here. No more than like, sort of past this point can you
Alright.
really see.
And I can't see Riku because he's
So,
invisible.
Here's the other funny thing is like I'm always emitting light because of my stuff, but
Oh,
it probably
that's right.
that goes away when I'm invisible, right?
Hmm. Yes, if you want it to.
Yeah, I don't want to be seen.
Then yeah.
Okay.
So you
Um,
could be a mystical glowing orb, is what you're saying? He could be invisible but still emit like light.
It would give
If
away
he-
my position.
If
No,
he
I'm
wanted
just
to, he
asking
could
for
do that.
future
But
reference. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you tell your broom to follow you and then I just hold on to your broom? Not ride it. I just need to like like a blind like a stick. I can't
Yeah, you
see.
can sure. I'll just I poke you so you have something to hold.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on tight.
okay.
So
So
as-
you're
I'll lead
following
him.
this broom, and as you
Okay.
lead him into the depths of the cave, you can begin to make out several creatures milling about a large black obsidian jet black chunk of stone.
So Axel
In
can't
a-
see any of this.
Axel cannot see any of this. It's pitch black in there.
Damn. Let's see.
Oops. And it
Oh,
looks like there are
as
some branches off of this room.
soon as I become uninvisible, he'll be able to see though, which would be funny.
Like, the lights are on.
These creatures suddenly go quiet and they go, "Why does a broom hover in the air?" And you can see that each of these
Well,
creatures, a pig,
I'd be
a
holding
chicken,
on
and a
to it.
goat.
I'd be holding
Oh,
on
so
to
it's
it.
okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
I'm not letting it float.
Gotcha.
Just using it to like help him like
Gotcha.
follow me.
Okay.
So they're just talking animals.
They're three talking animals with green glowing eyes. And they're milling about this central black obsidian stone in the center. Give me a history or perception check. Your choice.
You know we're gonna go perception. Or is it the same? It's probably the same. No, perception's better. Well, I got an 11.
So you can see that there's the two paths off of this room, one to the east, one to the west, and you can see that each of these animals, yeah, they're three farm animals basically, goat, chicken, and a pig, but they have those green glowing eyes.
Riku, just while invisible, says, "Who's your master?"
They all stop moving and they say, "Who goes there?" The pig says, stepping forward, looking around into the nothingness. The goat goes, "I
I'll
shall
spare you all
drink
if you
your
tell me who your
blood."
master is, but you have to tell me now.
And the chicken begins clucking, uh, almost in a way of laughing. Like it's the clucking is like a sort of like laughter that you've never heard from a chicken, and frankly, you probably never want to hear again. And all three of them begin sort of saying, "Who is that?" In
Riku
unison.
cast fireball on them.
Okay, go ahead and roll damage. And you're casting it in a space that's going to be so big that you and
No, I tried to position it so we couldn't get hurt if possible.
I don't think there's enough room for that.
Well, I wouldn't cast on myself.
I guess if you did it right at the back of the room, like you could do it into like a crevice in the back wall and it won't hurt you.
Yeah, if there was a way to do it where I could, hurt them but not me, I would do that. But if not, then I wouldn't bother.
Nice.
I think that's okay. I think you can do it actually by the looks of
Would
it.
there be
So
like?
go ahead and do that.
I have a question. So he is not. He's visible now that he did a spell. Does my
It actually
invisibility?
causes your invisibility
Yeah,
stays.
the invisibility. No, it drops because
Oh, is that concentration?
Actually, it's with my helmet though.
What? Oh man, that's some gray areas right there.
Yeah, I didn't think about that actually.
So what does the helmet say?
It's a magical item, but I use it to cast like there's only X amount of spells, and then it takes one of the gems is basically like a component for the spell, and it's used every time I cast one of the spells. I have like a fixed amount of gems on the helmet.
But you actually cast it yourself. You just utilize the item to cast said spell.
I guess I can't cast these spells otherwise without it.
Gotcha. And it's the Helm of Brilliance.
Yep, and the save DC is 18 for them. It's a deck save.
3d10 fire opals. Using one of the Helm's gels as the specified type of component. So it says you can use an action to cast one of the following spells. So your
Okay.
invisibility does drop.
I'm
That being
fine with
said,
that.
I don't think Axel's does. The three animals are completely incinerated. They are burned to a crisp.
But if I'm concentrating, I guess
Look, you killed him.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
that's all that needed to happen anyway.
Yeah.
So
And you
Wow.
are left in a room that smells now like pork, burned chicken, and burned goat.
Ugh. But they're
hey,
like,
hungry, bud?
I don't know if I want it. Their eyes were glowing. I don't know if I want to eat them.
But
They
everything's
do
now
smell
visible
good
because
though.
I'm always emitting light, so you can see fine now.
All right.
Okay.
Nice.
And so there is a bunch of light in here, and as you cast the light across this space, you can see the remains, now burned and charred, of a dwarf. It appears, based on some of the remains and where they're found across the cave, and what there was, even if they're burned or not, that these animals were probably eating on them.
Hmm.
Ooh. Did you do that, Riku? Did you kill that guy with your
No, that was what they were eating.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Rika will go over to the corpse or the corpses and give them a search.
Okay. As you do so, you find several different things. Actually, you find quite a bit of, and this would be scattered in areas around this cave, because everything on the remains of the corpse was burned. But you find in refuse piles bits of fishing hooks.
Oof.
You find a signed piece of paper that says Jerry McGarry deckhand contract, and it details what it's like to work for Jerry McGarry and how much pay, and it equates to basically like 15 gold a month, which is 5 silver a day, which is not really good. You suspect that this dwarf needed it though. You also find the remains of fishing line, as well as a water skin and a dagger.
I mean, if the dagger is usable, I'd take that later.
Yeah, it's just like a little hook dagger.
And then
You suspect it's used by fishermen a lot.
The note or whatever, I take that as well, and just like
Okay.
give it to Axel and be like, hey, we can use this. Tell him we came here as proof.
Yeah.
Or maybe take a head of the thing back
Yeah,
there or
we'll
something.
take a head from the monster.
But this guy's the guy that went missing, right? This will be proof we found the body or whatever.
Talk about Jiri?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just as reference, you did see on the notice board that old McGarry's new deckhand did not show for his first shift, and he for whatever reason old McGarry just slapped it onto the notice board because he was pissed. You suspect.
All right. And then Riku would say, all right, let's go check out the rest of the cave real quick.
Yeah. I'll go this way and you
But you
go
can't
that
see
way.
without me, right?
You're right. Actually, fuck it. I'll pull out a torch, even though I'm invisible.
Okay.
I'll just be like a glow, right? What would happen if I pulled out a torch while invisible?
You will be just a glow. There will be light around you, but you are still invisible.
Yeah, let's just be a glow. That's what people think I'm like some kind of god or something.
And there is a passageway down this way. There's a passageway here. Riku, as you delve into this passageway, you find more refuse of small critters, animals, woodland creatures in particular.
Nothing of note.
Nothing besides that, so far as you can tell.
Okay.
Axel, as you continue further down this area, and it's cramped here, you're able to slide through. You suspect the Etten was not able to do so. The animals would have had no issue. You, medium-sized creatures, have it's slow going. You're crawling in some spots, but you come to a space that branches off, and you suspect you might be able to go northwest and southwest.
Riku yells, anything down there? Mine was a dead end.
It's like narrow passages and stuff, and I don't like them. Axel doesn't like the tight spaces. He kind of peeks down them. A little peek.
Yeah, give me a moment here, and I'll open some of them up for you. Shining your light down some of these, you can sort of see they continue onwards, turning a corner beyond where you can see. The one to the northwest goes quite a ways, actually, so far as you can tell. Maybe into a bit of a room. Unclear.
I mean, I see a room down there.
This
This
is a tight space, huh?
It's kind of a weird cave. These giant two-headed monsters who are apparently working for some farm animals.
There was a thing back there, wasn't there? They were
Oh,
worshiping.
that's right. What was that
I
exactly?
wanted to make sure there was nothing else here before we started really poking around. You know?
Yeah. All right. Did you want to keep going down these little?
Yeah.
All right.
Which way?
I'll go. I'll take this one.
Okay.
And as you do so, go ahead and continue onwards. Riku, as you make your way this way,
Uh huh.
the cave will turn, come around a bend here. Axel, you step into a small room with little sarcophagi in them. And it looks like there is a space that has partially collapsed that would only allow you to see through into a room beyond. And your light shines through that space to the west here, and you can see into a larger room there. The two small sarcophagi are crib-sized, you believe.
Or what size?
Crib,
Oh, so
like
like.
very, very small humanoid.
Oh.
Perhaps for dwarves.
Oh, for dwarves. Okay. I was gonna say it's gonna just getting dark.
Oh.
Riku, as you round the bend with your dark vision and your light casting shadows everywhere, you do see three sarcophagi, gnome or dwarven sized,
This is
close
a big
by.
room.
This is a large room.
Riku yells, "I found a big room!"
All right. Well, I can't get through this way, so I'll
I guess I'd use message. I found a
backtrack.
big room.
Should I be opening these dwarf things? I feel like.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll see what's. Oh, but we're dwarves. All right, we'll try one. We'll very cautiously open up a dwarf crypt thing.
Okay.
Whatever.
As you open up one of these sarcophagi, the smell of death and decay that you expected does not exist. Inside are the skeletal remains of some sort of young, childish creature. You suspect gnome, halfling, maybe.
All right. Yep. Excellent. It's like there's just dead children in these.
You only checked one.
You want me to go to the other? I'm just gonna. Okay, I'll go for the other. Is the other the same thing?
The other is empty.
It's empty.
You actually, based on the look of it, so as you look at these sarcophagi, you realize that the one that you opened has glyphs and writing across it. The other has none, suggesting whatever this burial place is, it luckily laid empty.
Okay. When Axel tells Riku about this, he's gonna tell me he just saw some scribbles inside of it.
Okay. The others, Riku, are you doing anything in this room before Axel gets there?
Yeah, I'll be giving these things a closer look, seeing if what's going on with these ones.
Sure. Two of them have scribbles across the top. One does not. In particular, they are made for adult gnome, halfling, dwarf type folk. And there are just the three, just in a row. No other iconography in particular. You suspect that. Go ahead and give a religion check.
Okay. 11.
Whatever this tomb happens to be, it's not necessarily evil or anything untoward. It's just a burial place, so far as you can tell.
Okay. But when I see the scribbles, I'll cast comprehend languages.
It's dwarvish, and in particular, it tells the tales. The two sarcophagi is actually a husband and wife. It tells the tale of the family that they built, the home that they created. In particular, let me open up the map here, and I can tell you specifically where. But I believe that they were from the area nearby Thronehold. And in particular, they helped Thronehold expand its reach within the Sword Mountains, and once upon a time called this place a safe home. Um, when their child grew ill, they buried them here because the child actually enjoyed to dig out these tunnels, and they themselves like found these caves and helped expand the dwarves' knowledge of this space, and so they honored their child upon their illness and passing by leaving them here in what the child would have considered a sacred place. And this is all written in dwarvish upon these stones in a sort of like epic poem form.
Okay. Riku would just be like, Axel, you here?
I'm coming. Here.
And between the
Uh,
torchlight and everything, like you can see that the cave delves further back.
Riku would tell, he'd fill Axel in on what this place is. Be like, you want to keep going?
I feel like we're just traipsing along somebody's burial places, right? Or something.
Come on, there's got to be treasure here somewhere, right?
All right.
Dwarves are craftsmen, aren't they, or something?
Yeah.
Well, let's go.
Continuing
forward.
further,
Yeah.
and as you continue forward, the cave eventually turns to the right. There's a passage that continues further back. Following it, there is a branch that splits,
Hmm.
but your torchlight and your light shows you enough that you believe that they reconnect
Yeah.
further ahead,
The reconnect, Axel.
All right.
which leads you to the last room. And you can see here that there are child-sized tools set aside along the entrance walls, here and here, that the dwarven child, or the parents, or some set of folk found this place. And in the center is a shattered obelisk, black and obsidian in color and very familiar to both of you.
Yeah, like the one up front.
Hmm.
One of the pieces of this has seemingly been carried from back here towards the front of the cavern.
What do you suppose we bring this to the front?
Yeah. Me try to lift it. Axel tries to see how heavy this rock is.
I mean, just picking up I don't know, like a human-sized head piece of this, because it's shattered across the ground in clumps,
Oh, okay.
is going to be pretty heavy, right? Like one of those pieces is going to be at least 50 pounds. Picking up one of the larger clumps of it,
Mm-hmm.
several 100 pounds, I would say.
Mm.
This cavern, now that you look around up above, was probably 15 to 20 feet tall, maybe 18, 17, 18 feet. And you suspect that this obelisk was in the center, standing about 12 or 13 feet tall.
What if we use Dimension Door and throw it through?
Will
Is
that
that an
work?
option?
Axel shrugs.
Well, I could probably use Dimension Door to teleport us right to where the other one is right now. We could probably build it right on top of it, just like passing it through the door.
All right, let's do it. Can we
tell
do
me-
that? Can
yeah, you can. I
Okay.
just wanted to make sure that you didn't have to see where you want to go with Dimension Door.
No, I'm familiar.
Yep, yeah, totally. So you will teleport with some of these pieces. Objects, as long as their weight doesn't exceed what you can carry.
Me.
I think you can bring a few of these pieces
See.
with you. You
Like
can't bring
each of
all
us?
of it.
See what the
Yeah.
numbers are here. Can push, drag, or lift 480 pounds.
So you can bring almost half of it. There's 1,000 pounds worth of obelisk here.
Where do you see that number?
Click on weight carried in your inventory, and then it'll tell you.
330.
Yeah.
Okay. So where do you want to dimension back to in particular?
Well, let's see. Let's get the measurement here of how far this is.
I'm just gonna be going
Oh,
through rock.
I don't think you're too far.
Yeah, it's not 500 feet. Right. Here to
So do you
there.
want to go back to L2 or do you want to go to the cave entrance?
Well, I want to bring it to with the rest of the rock, to here. Yeah, L2.
Okay.
Because
So you can,
it's seemingly two portions of the same thing, right?
yeah, you suspect that the room that you're in now is where there's like way more of the stone here.
Okay,
That the
so bring
stone
it from
out
L2
front,
back here would be easier.
probably, yeah.
Right. Well, Riku shrugs and says, "Let's want to do it the easy way, or the hard way."
The easy way.
Right. So let's
Okay.
say we went back here, then brought the rest back here to build it.
Sure. And easy enough to do. Takes you a few minutes because there's portions you kind of have to crawl through. You are wondering, how did that rock get to L2 from L6? There's a certain amount of just incomprehensible nature here, unless the creatures were able to use telekinesis or something. But frankly, like whatever it was, it kind of boggles the mind. You bring the rock back, and do you want to actually go ahead and make an investigation check?
Investigation. Only got a 10.
Okay. It looks like you might be able to fit these pieces of the obelisk together with some time if you so wish. If you want to like line them up as they once stood.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. And taking about 15, 20 minutes to do so, you eventually hear voices yelling down the cave, "All good in there?" You hear
Yeah, we're almost
Rictavio.
done.
All right, all right. And they stop yelling down the cave. You put the last piece into place, and you can see what would have been quite a large obelisk, about 13 feet height, spread out across the floor here. As you do so,
Nice.
there's a slight green glow to it. And from the inside of your pocket, the small miniature chest floats in midair, held by a green glow. As it does so, the chest begins to open, and items almost seem like the chest begins to expand and open, and it looks like items are going to begin flying out of your hole.
Oh.
Your portable hole.
Oh.
If you would like to try to stop them, Riku, you can make a dexterity saving throw. Axel,
Yeah.
you can make a strength if you want.
Yeah, we're gonna try to stop that.
Oh, Riku, such a good job.
Yeah, you're able to grab items from midair as they begin to go flying out, as if the chest via the portable hole begins to regurgitate these items. Axel, you're able to help slam the chest closed, except there is one item that slips through your grasp,
Hmm?
and it so happens to be the book, the enormous, skin-bound, atrocious-looking item. And you're
Oh,
helping Rictavio bring towards Candlekeep.
Octavio's
does
not going to
so,
like that.
You see the necrotic green energy lift up off the obelisk and into the book, which then harmlessly falls to the ground. The chest returns to its typical size, stops regurgitating anything, you're able to put it back in your pocket, and the book lies on the ground. Just normal looking, like a typical book.
Axel doesn't want to touch it.
We gotta put it back somehow. Riku
All right.
says.
Are there any sticks in the cave?
Looking around, there are no sticks back here.
Okay. We will use our foot to get it back into where it's supposed to be.
So you want to try to like use your boot to like poke it into the opening of the chest or something?
Before he does this, Axel looks at Riku.
With broom is for
yeah.
leverage.
Gotcha.
I don't
Okay,
want to
so
touch it with
between
my
Axel's-
skin. Yeah, I don't want to.
Yeah.
After seeing what happened to
Go
Uriel.
ahead and make dexterity checks, the both of you, to see if you can like
Just straight
hoist
dex.
it into the just a straight dex. You're just hoisting it into the chest, basically.
God.
My foot's falling asleep.
So those are pretty bad checks.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to have to ask for. Let me make a roll. Check something. 1 or 2 is going to be Axel. Okay, Axel. Please give me a dexterity saving throw.
All right. Do I sense danger? I use danger sense.
Not necessarily.
You're close.
Okay. 15.
Good enough. Between the two of you, you flip it up into the air, and Axel, you actually like dodge backwards. Otherwise, it might have like accidentally slapped you in the face based on how poorly your checks went to try to
Yeah.
do this. Funny enough, you're able to sort of like bat it with your axe into the chest and into the portable hole. At which point
Okay.
you can shut the hole if you so wish.
Yes. Let's get out of here, Riku.
Cave sucks.
Yeah. Leaves cave with
Okay.
leaves cave, chops off monster head to give to the people. Let them know that their bad guys are gone.
Gotcha. And as you travel back through the cave, taking your time to crawl through these spaces, chopping off the head, you come back to Rictavio and Casimir Velikov, and they kind of look at you like, "What the hell was that all about? What was in there?"
You tell
You're
him,
trying to
Riku.
put someone to rest, Riku says. And it turned out badly.
Badly how?
He quickly, sharply looks at Axel and says, "Don't worry about it. Everything's
Yeah,
fine."
we're good.
Smiles and just keeps walking.
Mission complete.
Yeah, it just got a little messy in there. That's all. No big deal.
I heard more voices, but okay, sounds good. All taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, no problems.
All right. I mean, what I would ask is roll a deception check. I just want to make sure that you're not gonna like get terribly low. He has no reason not to believe you, so he's not gonna roll like an opposing insight. But you can lead this one. 17, good enough. He, so far as you can tell, he has no reason not to believe you.
Nice.
Perfect.
You are once again in the central chamber. The last passage that you have not entered would be the southern passage. Would you like to go through?
Let's do it.
Vincent says a little something under his breath and then walks through.
Gotcha. And I will place the door, this last one, and I will open up this chamber for you. This chamber here. Oops. Ah, crap, I have the wrong tool. There we go. As you both enter this space, Vincent and Sir Venom, you can see that it has the markings of Argon Vostholt all over it. The walls are made of the same stone. The bench that is laden across the back wall from you as you enter holds symbology of. It holds like It's interesting. It's like a silver metallic metal bench, inlaid with what can only be described as like dragons flying and their tails intertwining, and their flight paths behind them, sort of like little zephyrs of wind being produced by their wings. And it's an immaculate little bench, basically.
Is there anything with like writing on it for us to read?
There is, as you get closer to it. So let's bring you a little bit closer to it. You can see that there's writing on it. And this last one says, House of the Dragon, home of his knights. Why did they live in the valley? And what were they guarding against?
I'm gonna go ahead and preemptively cast Spirit Guardians. Get that up ahead of time.
Okay.
Sir Venom has sensed a pattern to these rooms and is expecting some type of fight.
It's only good for like a minute.
It's good for 10 minutes.
Never mind.
And you've got your. Let me bring this back. Sorry. This is Spirit Guardian, so this will be flying around you again. Okay. And how would you like to answer the question posed?
Let's see. So Sir
I,
Venom, he wasn't part of the
I don't
party yet
really.
when they were in Argynvost. But if he remembers from Uriel's memories, they were there because Argynvost the dragon was slain, and they were waiting to get like his full skeleton back so they could bury him properly and get that beacon up.
Vincent, what do you think they were there?
Vincent is gonna try to recollect from his memory of being there. Because I don't freaking remember. I'm gonna try to do like a history check to try to remember while we were there. I know we learned about him.
You
I
can. You can do a
but
history check. That's good enough.
plus blessed maybe.
14 plus bless, yeah. Add that
I
bless.
think I'm still blessed.
Different levels of history check might get you different things, right? So like a 18 versus a 15
Ooh, a
is actually
4.
kind of different.
Yeah,
Ooh, okay. So 18, that's pretty
good
good.
18.
You know that they were there guarding the Ember Temple, and that they were there to guard against any forces who would want to enter the Ember Temple and take the thing that the wizards who created the Ember Temple hid away. That they were explicitly there to guard for, and go ahead and make a religion check on top of it. And this is based on certain symbology that you saw in the home of Argynvost, and that now that you have been to Guardmore Abbey may allow you to know more.
All right, I got a 15 plus a bless.
All right, 15 is good enough. You recognize now that one or two of these dragons has symbology of Bahamut, a good aligned deity of dragons, and in particular metallic dragons. So you suspect that Bahamut sent the Silver Order there to guard the Ember Temple.
All right, so that would be my answer. Bahamut sent them to protect the Ember Temple, and then they would ready his bow and stand back or stay with the ancient.
And as you give this answer, a visage of Argynvost in draconic humanoid form, not necessarily dragonborn, but draconic humanoid, kind of different, appears on the bench, stepping forward. He does not seek to attack you, but he looks at you both and says, I can feel everything returned to me. What is it you wish to know?
Why are you here at the Raven Queen's roost?
I know not. In fact, I don't know where I am, though I see the trappings of Argynvostholt about me.
Yeah,
I
I suspect your memories could put you to rest, put you to ease.
interesting. And he looks at you both and he says, I feel that the two of you have already placed me to rest, or one of you at least has done so. And he looks at you, Vincent. And actually, Sir Venom, were you there when they placed the skull in Argynvostholt or not?
I don't think so. I
Okay,
think
that
I
was
came after.
gotcha. And he goes, I believe that you've already helped place me to rest. But the bigger question is, why am I here now? I don't know. And he sort of looks around the walls. He actually goes, I wonder, and he goes to leave, and he cannot. Interesting. Then I suspect I'm only here temporarily to serve a purpose. He looks about the bench once more. Bahamut, myself, my kin, flying through the air. And you sort of see like a wistful look on his face as he studies the bench before him.
Oh, the metal dragons. Is this part of your family or something?
Indeed, part of my family, kin, friends, lovers, rivals, never enemies. We all sought the same: serve our deity, protect the place that folk called the Sword Coast, Faerun, the grander world about it, from vast evils.
So I turn to him and say, "Well, we serve the Raven Queen, and she's been, putting us through a series of trials to help her collect memories that we believe she needs for one of her godly designs. We believe your memories may be key to what she's been working towards."
Indeed. Indeed. Then, any idea what I can do to assist you? What memory I might be able to provide? Sort of looks at you both.
I'd use minor illusion to pull up an image of the book that we found, like the book that turned Danik into the Raven Queen, and I'd be like, "Does this book? Do you know of this book? Do you have any memories related to it?"
And he takes a step backwards. No, how do you know of this? I suspect that you need more than what I can provide, if that's the case. But I know of that. What is it you wish to know of me? He looks shocked and maybe a bit terrified.
Um, so we don't know exactly, but my god used this book somehow to reincarnate herself into a new form.
That makes sense. It's probably one of the only items that could ever do such a thing. Um, it goes by several names. The Book of Vile Darkness, the Concordance of Destruction, the Dictionary of Defilement. It is instruction manual, tome, but so much more. It's a collection of the thoughts and deeds of evil beings all across this world within this material plane of Faerun. It's it is a collection of memories on some level, but not those held by the Raven Queen outside of her grasp. It is authored and penned by demons and devils alike during the one and only ceasefire of the Blood War between the two. And so it holds pieces of knowledge from things that should not mix and intermingle. Tiamat, the queen of evil dragons, Gratz, the lustful demon lord, Baphomet, and many, many others. And lastly, it was sealed by Orcus, god of the undead,
Orcus.
and bound.
Sir Venom's ears perk up. Like, that's a name I've heard before. He and my queen have quite the history together.
Indeed, many do. Well, many fight against Orcus. And he sort of nods at the bench and say Baphomet was always on the lookout for him. But if the book escaped Barovia, if the what happened to the obelisk? He looks at you both.
Well, the obelisk was destroyed. As far as we know, Barovia is no more.
Then the seals are being broken. And he just looks. He himself has this look of shock and like he looks shattered.
Well, what does that mean? What happens when the seals are broken?
The book, the concordance, the defilement. They all point towards the same, and the goal would be the destruction of this material plane, the shattering of it, and the sending of it, pieces of it, to the abyss, the hells, whatever land at this point Tiamat resides in. That portions of it will then be broken up and provided to the authors and added to their dimensions and areas they overlord.
So we don't want to break the obelisks.
Uh, if the obelisks are already being broken, I suspect then it does not matter. Something has triggered it to occur, and the book has escaped Barovia. It's escaped my knights. And he sort of looks terribly sad and he says, I wish I could have done better for Bahamut and all. Do you know why Barovia
where?
was plunged into this place where it could not escape from?
We believe the machinations of a vampire calling himself Strahd. Strawn von Zurovich.
Yes. No, that's correct. But it's more than that. The book was placed within the Ember Temple, and the wizards failed to keep it secret and safe. And so me and my kin were tasked with doing so. That said,
Does the Whispered One? Do you know of one called the Whispered One?
he sort of looks at you strangely. No, I don't. That doesn't ring a bell. He sort of looks at Vincent. What is this whispered one?
Just an evil something that we've come across people that have been
We found
loyal
his
to their.
fingerprints all over the goings on in Barovia.
Yeah.
Indeed, no. I know none of this. I know of Strahd. I mean, he slayed me, but that's neither here nor there. He claimed some of the power laden within this book, but he did not take it himself. I suspect it terrified him.
Well, we
No.
slayed Strahd, to be fair.
And he laughs and goes, "If you escape Barovia, then I know that you slayed Strahd," and quite thankful for that. I am. I'm glad that somebody got my vengeance.
And
But we
we
thank
still
you because we lit your beacon. It gave us enough power to overcome him.
Enemy of my enemy is my friend, but I think you were friends regardless of who our enemies were.
Do you know where this book could be held safely?
And he sort of looks and he says, "No, that's not something we were ever able to determine in my lifetime. We beseeched our gods many times, but all questions about said book went unanswered. You said the Raven Queen was brought back to life by such a thing?"
And one of a were raven who was native to Barovia. The Raven Queen inhabited her form and was reborn as, her new divine self.
And he sort of ponders for a moment and he goes, "That might be your fissure. That might be what is causing the obelisks to weaken and crack. The Raven Queen, the mother of memories, the holder of tears, she was part of the group who helped seal it away. And if she had perished or if her form had moved on, then this brought her back. I can only speculate. Who knows? It feels related. I was never an archivist like some of the other folk. I hope. Does this all help you at all?"
It does. It's good to know more about the book. Do you know who on the Sword Coast we might seek out to learn more about it? We were on our way, planning to take it to Candlekeep and consult them about it.
Candlekeep. And you can sort of see him ponder. What year is it in particular? Do you know?
We would tell him the current year.
It is 1520 DR within the Sword Coast, with DR standing for Dale Reckoning. And when you say this, he sort of laughs and he goes, I know not what that means." And he sort of seems not embarrassed, just just like he seems to suggest that years are not necessarily marked in the same way, at least where he's from within Faerun, and that what he refers to is Cormyr reckoning, so CR.
Would growing up in the Shadowfell, would I have like a different like calendar system that I might be able to tell him?
Yeah, pretty drastically so, as a matter of fact. Yours would be based on the Netheril year calendar, which is several thousand years before. His is based on basically kind of in between. That the Cormyr reckoning, actually, sorry, not the Cormyr reckoning. It would be his would be the. Which one is this? Not Netheril. Get out of here, Netheril. The Teth reckoning, and so his would be several hundred years beforehand from Dale reckoning. So he thinks in terms of like 500 years beforehand, in terms of what you know of history, whereas in general, like there's this other level that you think about, which would be several thousand years beforehand.
With all that knowledge, would I be able to tell him like any kind of accurate approximation of like what year it is in his calendar?
Yeah, make a history check.
Nat 20.
Okay. You can't get the exact year, but you can be like, you think it's about 450 to 500 years ahead of his time, probably closer to 500 based on that. So therefore, like 2,000 years ahead of his time.
Okay. So I would tell him, my best guess as to what year it is based on his calendar.
So what he would say is that his belief, if the country or if the city of Myth-Dranor still holds, then that would be the place to go.
Myth
That
Draenor.
Myth-Dranor should hold some answers.
Okay. Would me or Vinton have heard of that, or could we ask him like where on the sort of where it is like located roughly?
Roll a history check for that, actually. See if you've ever heard of Myth-Dranor, for either of you. 22. You've imbibed on memories that have either been of Myth-Dranor or have spoken of Myth-Dranor. But Myth-Dranor exists no longer. It is a former capital of Cormanthyr, and it's an elven city of which is said to be spoken of in such regard that it was more beautiful than Silvery Moon.
Okay.
It also lies far, far to the east of the Sword Coast, almost on the coast of the Sea of Fallen Stars.
Oh, so it would be quite the field trip.
But it no longer exists, so far as you know.
Nuts.
His image is actually beginning to pale as he is continuing to talk to you about all this.
Okay. So I guess I would notice that and be like, well, I think you've given us what we needed. So it looks like your spirit is returning from whence you came.
He's looking back and forth between you, Vincent, and Servenom.
Yeah, Vincent would kneel down and say, thank you.
Indeed, and thank you for cleansing Barovia of that devil. Regardless of whether or not it held it all together and protected the obelisks from failing, things had to change at some point. Eventually, the Count would run out of souls to consume in that blighted land, Eventually, someone would come along and find that book. Frankly, it seemed good that maybe you lot did instead of someone of less favorable or ill repute. And as he's saying all this, his visage is getting paler and paler, and he's sort of like dissipating. Thank you for returning me to my tomb. And thank you for healing the gap between Sir Godfrey and the other knights. And he says this and he sort of disappears.
Well, all right.
Well,
That
we
was
didn't have to fight him.
yeah, yeah. We
Seems like
we
a
liked
cool
him.
guy.
I'm glad we didn't have to fight him either. And he gave us quite the lore dump there too.
Would you
Let's
like to head back into the other room?
yeah, let's go back to the main room and see if we unlocked everything.
See if that works.
Okay. And as you step back through the doorway and through the maze into the room with the brazier, it is a light in the center of the room.
Oh, we did it, Vincent. It's
There's
it's
a
a light
brazier.
now.
Vincent looks around for the Raven Queen.
There is nothing but the brazier, a light.
Take a closer look at that brazier. Is there anything
Uh,
like in it other than the fire?
Nothing other than the fire, although Vincent, Sir Venom, when you peer through the keyhole, nothing happens, and it could be any of the keyholes. Vincent, when you peer through the keyholes, you see something on the inside of the brazier that's not there. You see a beautifully carved bow laden with black raven's feathers.
Through the keyhole.
Through the keyhole.
What do you see, Vincent? What is it?
Oops,
I
let me make
open
that
it up
smaller.
somehow.
You can make an Arcana check.
Oh, coming. Oh, I should re-roll that.
If you want, you could just roll like a 1d20 on Google and send it over. If that's faster.
It was a 4.
Yeah.
Let's use the session inspiration.
Okay.
Figure this thing out. Re-roll it. It's bouncing. Bouncing. Oh, I think it's gonna be good. 19.
19. All right. Um, you feel that if you reach out with memories of Danica, that you will be able to enter a chamber and retrieve said bow. Do you do so?
Yeah, so Vincent would like close his eyes and try to like remember his time in Barovia with Danica and try to like walk through or try to like do something.
As you do so, you are teleported to a different room, and the bow is on a pedestal, floating and rotating before you.
So beautiful. Vincent walks over to it and tries to grab it.
You are able to reach out and take the bow without issue. As you do so, you feel yourself automatically attuned to it.
Ooh.
I would ask that you please search for and add to your character sheet the Dreamweaver bow, longbow. It is a custom item I created for you. And if you have trouble finding it, let me know. We can try to make sure you get it.
Ooh.
Did you find it, Sir Venom?
Sounds like someone else
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, I found it on inventory. Just type it. Start typing in Dreamweaver.
2 words.
You would have to have homebrew stuff enabled.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, because it said no thing is found. Hold on.
It's the first page of character creation. Bunch of boxes. Check off homebrew stuff.
Oh, okay, homebrew content. All right, now let's go back.
Holy crap! Memory Lance.
It's pretty cool.
Okay, I found it. Boom. Dun,
My
dun,
name's Riku. I work
dun.
IT.
Thank you, Riku. Night of the Rams, go there. Oh,
And I posted it in the chat for everyone else to see. So you are now officially a Knight of the Raven Court.
is Sir Venom a Knight of the Raven Court?
He is.
Very cool.
Yes.
And Memory Lance is effectively the same as a disintegration spell.
So he's got a zapper on that.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
things.
Disintegrated. Yeah.
That's nutty.
I mean, you can only use it like pretty sparingly, right? Because it takes 3 charges, and you only get 1d3 charges back each day, or once each nightfall. So there's a good chance that you'll go times, like if you spend multiple days in a dungeon, there will be times when you won't have all 3 charges.
Right. Yeah.
Unless you kill things with it.
Yes, that's the idea.
Vincent's pretty good at killing shit.
He is pretty good at killing shit. As you take the bow, you finally hear the Raven Queen's voice saying to you, "I will not tell you what to do, but I will ask. Save as many memories as possible." And her voice sort of dissipates and disappears. And you are both ejected from the maze underneath. And you sort of fly up out of it in this space and are brought back to the cave above, overlooking the Isle of Moray. Your horses are inside the cave tethered. The teleportation circle in the center of the cavern, set aside, waiting for you if you so wish to leave.
Nice.
Well, yeah, I think we got what we came here for.
Yeah, we gotta meet up. We gotta go tell the boys what we found, what we did. Unless, do you think there's anything else on these islands? Do you think this is it? A little
Yeah,
hideout.
I don't think we can. We can't really get out of this place unless we can fly. And I think you're a little too heavy for me to carry you.
All right, let's try to meet up with the boys.
I think
Where
the
do you
plan
guys
was
want to go?
because we can only
Yeah,
go back to Neverwinter.
All right, we were supposed to meet
Neverwinter
up for the
or
opening.
wherever. I don't even remember where my other teleportation circle, like the other one I
Uh,
knew.
It would be Port Nyanzaru down in Chult, which is far, far to the south along the Sword Coast.
Yeah, we don't want to
Yeah,
go there.
yeah, let's save that when we have the whole party.
Yeah, we just
So I
need to
guess
go
we'll,
back to the opening of Shenanigans.
yeah, let's grab our horses and teleport back.
So you want to go back to Neverwinter?
Yeah, after we long rest because I need to get my spell slot back.
Okay.
So
Um,
set
Yeah,
up
let's
camp
come on,
in the cave, take a long rest.
Okay. And during this time, you hear a message from Riku and Axel in regards to. I believe they let you know that there was a wanted poster
Yeah.
looking out for several of you. Uh, in particular, Vincent, not you, Sir Venom. But there's now supposedly a wanted poster around the Waterdeep area. In regards to camping overnight, you camp without issue. You get a long rest. You do hear strange noises at different times down in the valleys below on the isle. And looking out, you don't see anything but the howl of wolves to the open moon strikes you as odd on this island because you don't really see any other animal life.
Would
And it's
I
the sort.
would I
Go
know
ahead.
if there was like a werewolf community or whatever like around this island from the times I
Yeah.
visited?
Yes. There is, and Vincent, you would know that there is based on your book that you've been reading, that there are several tribes of different lycanthropes uh, on the Isle of Moray in particular. Um, long rest completed with the breaking dawn. Do you teleport back to Neverwinter and Shenanigans?
Yeah, let's
All
get
right.
back there.
I'm just going to make sure we plop you into Shenanigans, and then we will go back to the other two for their return to Waterdeep. All right. So you guys show back up. It would be in the teleportation circle upstairs, I believe. Yeah, I think it's upstairs technically. Sorry, wrong one. So we'll put you on the teleportation circle, and you can hear Morty downstairs, and he's working on multiple different things, getting things prepared for you, and helping prep everything all together. I'm gonna actually pop over to the large map, and we will continue your trip down to Waterdeep at this point, Riku and Axel.
Hey Riku.
Howdy.
About this this wanted poster thing. So when we get to Waterdeep, we're gonna need to lay low-ish. All
Eh,
right. So I don't know if you should fly
we don't
around in
have
your
our
broom.
names.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go.
Descriptions are
Let's
poor.
okay. So the descript. So what we remember about the because we would have grabbed if we saw a wanted poster with ourselves. I feel like we would have grabbed it.
Yeah, you could grab it.
If anything, Riku's gonna have one in his back pocket. He's gonna tell Axel, he's gonna elbow him and be like, "This is what we're gonna do. If someone asks us about this poster, I'm gonna pull out of my back pocket and say, I'm looking for these guys too.
Okay. All
You
right.
know, I'm gonna act like we're looking for them
All
too.
right. Look, all I'm saying is don't make a show of yourself. I know you like to have people look at you. You're very, you got a
Good way to
bit of
start.
an ego.
That's not me. No.
Look, all right. So we're gonna go to Waterdeep. We're gonna get that that thing you need to like travel, whatever you do when you just zip around places. Get
Yeah.
that unlocked at your
My sister's there.
your bard school. Uh, we'll see. I'll see if I can talk to my friend the Ram about this wanted poster. This what's going on with that?
Very
That
interested
business.
in meeting anyone from your past.
And what else? Yeah. And then maybe did you want to check in, see if we could find your dad, Lord Randall Kensington the Third? Did you want to
I think I
maybe
feel
another
as
time?
though we're gonna go get the teleportation circle, and then
Yeah.
that'll kind of naturally occur once I see my sister. She'll probably want to take me back to see the family, yada yada yada.
All right.
You're welcome to join. It could get messy. I don't know. Up to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, just be aware. It could be a little family squabbling.
Well, I'll see what your
Especially with the
sister's
new
like.
developments, Riku like points up towards where his invisible horns might be.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. I'll see what your sister's like, and if she's cool, maybe I'll meet your dad. I don't know. Seems like a good guy, so I might want to meet him.
Riku shrugs and is like, I don't know if she's cool. I haven't seen her in 10 years. It's been a
Well,
while.
let's find out.
Okay.
What else? I think that's what we got for Waterdeep.
The rest of your travels are actually really simple. You make it to Waterdeep without issue. That being said, and I'm just going to bring up the map of Waterdeep here for us.
Yeah. And I would assume Axel didn't pay his rent for a long time, and he's probably been evicted from his apartment. Yeah, that's why.
Understood.
Yeah.
Assuming you had a place.
Yeah, I had a good job as I was a bounty hunter. All right? I was living week to week.
So there is a place, and we can talk about this now to determine this.
Yep.
There was a place that the Ram runs, or that the Ram is like associated with. He's one of the most one of the most popular folk at a place called the Final Destination. It's actually like a retirement home for adventurers, bounty hunters, and similar ilk. You might have been nearby to Final Destination, and Final Destination in particular resides within, and we can open up the map and I can show you. Resides within.
The old map.
This is a big map, so it's there we go.
Map from our last campaign.
Pretty much. Let me open it up so you guys can see it.
Oh,
And you should be able to zoom in pretty far to be able to see like all the street names and everything.
takes
Nice.
me back.
Yeah.
This would be within the southern ward.
Oh shit. That's the Southern War. That's where Axel's from. 'Cause that's where the poor people live.
Yeah. So Final Destination is like on the northern side of it, just outside of Caravan Court. In particular, because then it gives them easier access to a number of different places within the city, a little bit more central. But in general, you can go wherever you so wish, Axel and Riku.
This new map is cool. It's like Google Earth.
Right?
Yeah. So did you say the Final Destination was like the closest to where we're entering from?
You would be coming from the north, actually. You would
Oh, okay.
be able to get
Oh,
through
gotcha.
on the high road through Northgate into the North Yard and the Field Ward. And the Field Ward, I assume you also have connections there, Axel. But
Yeah.
And from what Riku knows, where abouts are is the Bard College compared to where he wants to go to see his friend?
yeah, the Bard College is, I believe, and I might have to change this, but I believe that it's outside of Jelzar's Stride. Like it's over in this area in the Sea Ward.
I assumed it would be like in some sort of city square.
Yeah.
Well, Riku would say, I mean, do we get the circle first, or do you want to go see your friend first?
I want to do whatever, because if we're entering from the north, then we should just work our way down and do our objectives that way instead of just going south and then coming back up.
And Riku
What time?
will also say that, with the circle, perhaps we can meet up with our friends and bring them here. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
All right. Well, okay. So would we go back home and then bring them here? Is that what you're saying?
We could. Possibility.
Well, how many times can you teleport in a day?
Once a day. Right
So
now.
yeah, so that would pretty much waste, because you'd have to.
We do it at the end of the day.
All right, what time of day is it right now?
What time of day would you guys like to approach the gate? You could do it any time from early morning to
Ooh,
evening. It's up
I
to
would
you.
guess like afternoon, probably.
like
Mid.
we probably would have camped not too far so that we'd get here like around noon, just in time for
Okay.
brunch.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's no problem at all. So it's about 11 noon, somewhere in that range.
Okay.
Nice.
So how about this? Rika would say, let's do a lap. We'll go grab the circle. See if we run into my sister. If not NBD, then we'll go see your friend. Make our way back towards the circle. Pick up our friends and then continue afterwards tomorrow or whatever. Sound good?
Yeah. Yeah. And how long till the opening of Shenanigans?
At this point, you guys are pretty close to the opening of Shenanigans.
Yeah.
I assume if you've been communicating with your friends on the regular, you were about 7 days out when you separated, maybe 6 days out when you separated. At this point, you are about a day out from the opening. They have been providing updates and maybe even assisting back home.
All
So you're
right.
pretty close.
Yeah, I feel like we should just do what we got to do here and then go home. So should
Okay.
get this all done within by the time the sun's going down. So that gives us like 6 hours, I would say. So let's get this done in 6 hours. All right.
Okay.
What is Rudolph and Casimir doing? Are they staying here and then keeping going to Candlekeep, or are they?
They're actually quite interested in staying within Waterdeep. Casimir in particular, now that he's seen Neverwinter, he'd love to see Waterdeep. They would return with you if that was something that you really preferred. They're not opposed to being there on opening day,
Well,
for example, but
well,
their
we'd probably come
preference is to
back.
stay.
You know,
Yeah.
And
probably come back
and
at some
and
point.
they would also say, like, if you're not back within a few days, they're probably going to actually try to continue south for
Okay.
Candlekeep if that's cool. But
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
At the very least, we'd bring the book back for them to continue on. If we don't want to continue with them, we'll tell them that.
okay.
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's go to Bard College.
Yeah,
Maybe I'll
everything's
let.
above the board. We're not trying to shake them off or
Well,
deceive them.
Okay.
you already deception rolled once today.
I would actually ask for deception rolls as you are confronted by guards at the gate, as everyone is, when entering from the high road. If you would like to enter the city, you will need to get past them as they are checking wanted posters that they have posted nearby.
Shit. I know. Should I shave my head?
Already.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Wow. No issues at the gates. As a matter of fact, more folk look at Casimir Velikov, a dusk elf who's exceedingly rare along the Sword Coast, and considering his attire, which is Barovian in nature, and therefore very out of place with style and times, and they sort of notice that there's a bard and a tough-looking guy and an elf, a half-elf, of more amenable dress and flair. Um, you are let through without issue. However, you are all welcome into the city of Waterdeep. Uh, if they, you know, saw you, they wouldn't have thought necessarily that you were the individuals on the wanted poster, because maybe only one of you kind of fits that description, the guy with the eye patch. But then again, there wasn't an eye patch on the wanted poster. It wasn't a very good wanted poster,
Right.
and so you are within the city.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Easy.
So you know where this college is, Riku?
Yes, of course. I'll lead you there.
All right. I should probably know where the college is as well, considering I live in this city. But yeah. All right. Goes to Bard College.
Okay, the College of New Alaman is the traditional bardic college within Waterdeep. It is Heroes Rest and Castle Ward. Sorry, I'm like bouncing between an interactive map and this other map. I just want to make sure I gave you the right place, basically, for. College of Alaman. Heroes Rest. And so it is in the Castle Ward. Oh, so I actually did have it slightly wrong. It is going to be down here, and I'll bring you all. I'll just get them, bring you all there.
Okay.
Along your trip to this location, you see all the typical things that an individual might see throughout Waterdeep. I won't go into great detail here since you guys have been here before and you know what it's like. But is there anything that you would like to sort of like look out for in particular? Anything that
Well-
might catch your interest?
I would just say that now that there's wanted posters of us. Yeah, they're not good, but people are still looking for us. So I'd say we'd probably keep looking over our shoulder as we're like looking down, like we're walking down the streets and alleyways, make sure we're not being followed and whatnot.
Sure, absolutely.
What
And
does Axel know about the gang situation? Because obviously when we did Waterdeep and there was like, different gang factions and stuff, but now it's like time has passed since then, right? So
yeah, absolutely. In fact, quite a bit of time has passed. When you were here, go ahead and roll a history check, Axel. Let's see how much you know and how much you remember.
Axel,
I'm also curious how much we would know about the old crew.
Axel,
If they're still
it's been a
up and running.
while. It's been like
Oh,
a
jeez.
month since I've been here. Sorry, a lot has
No,
changed.
it's all good. I mean, and frankly, like you were never one to read
Did you ever
the
use your thing tonight?
I'm not gonna use it on a history check.
Oh, never. There's no time.
I'm not
8
doing it.
minutes.
Axel doesn't roll.
You're just against it.
Yeah.
as a point of order. So you know a few like minor things. Mert is the current open lord. Has been the current open lord for about 10 years, ever since Laryl Silverhand decided to go into the Undermountain. And you know this as an adventurer and as a bounty hunter. Laryl Silverhand went down into the Undermountain with another grand wizard of the city. You can't remember his name at this time. And Mert has been a fantastic open lord ever since. The city has seen very little crime. There is an individual who runs. There's an individual who runs Xanathar's old guild, and they are supposedly a masked lord, and it's still the Xanathar's guild, but you know that it's not a beholder who runs that. In terms of the Zentarum, they have been consistently held outside of the city, and Harpers actually walk the streets and work hand in hand openly at this point with the City Watch and the City Guard. And so crime is at a low. The Xanathar's Guild actually tries to stay below ground for the most part and work their goods outside of the city, and they'll help do things inside the city, but it's mostly light thievery. It's more of like a thieves guild type thing and less focused on violence.
Harpers are kind of like vigilantes.
Yeah, Harpers would be Harpers. The Harpers are a semi-secret organization dedicated to preserving historical lore, maintaining the balance between nature and civilization, and defending the innocent from forces of evil across the realms. Mert is known openly as a Harper at this point. And so between him being the open lord of Waterdeep and being a Harper, it makes sense that they would be working hand in hand with the City Watch and that the Zentarum, a known criminal organization, is held at bay.
Nice.
They're good on the Sword Coast these days, it seems like.
A little too good. Yeah, Neverwinter's all fancy. Now Waterdeep's, looking good. Something's not right. Too quiet. All right. On to college we go.
Okay. And as you do so, it is along down here. I will continue to bring you here. And this actually might be where we end up ending for the night. This down here at the southern side, not Gem Street, but at the southern southern area of Waterdeep Way there by Axel, is the Bard's College, the College of Alaman. And as you begin to approach, you can see quite the flurry of individuals outside the College of Alaman. There are probably about a dozen city watch moving about backwards and forwards until one individual in particular, a captain, exits the building, the college, behind him, closing the door and locking it, saying, don't worry, don't worry. We've got another dozen stationed within in multiple places, Griffin Riders. And you can see above there's like about 4 or 5 Griffin Riders doing loops above the area, back and forth between the Griffin's Eyrie, back to the west, and in the general vicinity, there just seems to be more Griffin Riders than you've seen anywhere else in the city. And you can hear the captain saying as you sort of are like approaching and standing loitering outside, don't worry, don't worry. Nobody's going in or out. They're all staying in until this is figured out. The Open Lord has been notified, and the Black Staff has placed an anti-magic field on the area. Wherever the killer is, they won't be going far.
There's been a murder.
Who?
You say that aloud, questioning one of the
Uh,
nearby watch.
So
I'm
it
just
appears that they're Griffin cavalry members.
None of the individuals around you are Griffin Cavalry members. They're City Watch by the looks
Ah.
of it, but there are Griffin Cavalry circling the skies above.
so we can't go in until the okay.
Riku approaches. What's transpired here exactly? Why can't we go in?
One of the guardsmen says, "There has been an incident, citizen. Please hold back any requests that you have at this time. The college is closed."
My sister goes here.
Then, sister, you say, well, it wasn't a woman who was murdered, so lo behold, she's doing well, per our understanding.
Riku kind of like bites his finger. Did a woman do the murdering?
Uh, uh, Sir, I must ask you to refrain from any more questions. Please, this is an active investigation. What is your sister's name?
America, I believe. I was double checking that actually. I was looking. Sister America.
America, gotcha. America, Kensington.
Mhm.
Okay. And what's your brother's name again, actually? now that I have you?
Hansel. That one I remember.
Hansel Kensington, that's right.
Hate Hansel.
I have like all these notes on them, and I was like,
So
I can't
hot right
remember
now.
their names. And America. No, I don't believe. I believe she's fine. I do believe that she's on our registry of students on the inside. Look, if she's your sister, maybe it's best you return to your father and tell him of the news. This way, we don't have to.
My brother's the captain. How about you tell him and then we'll see what you think what he thinks of that.
And he looks over at the captain and he goes, "The captain has no sisters." And it's the
And then
captain of the watch on the ground.
He points up towards the Griffin Riders. Captain of them.
Oh, well then he probably already knows, and he actually may be the one informing your father and mother of this situation. Look, I can't permit you to enter. I would ask you to please move along. We don't want a scene here. We're going to investigate and take care of this in the traditional way. The watch will ensure the safety of all Waterdavian citizens.
Fine. Where's the nearest pub?
The nearest one is probably the passages. I mean, you can find one. The Elfstone Tavern. And he points down. This would be on the Street of the Sword, intersects with Waterdeep Way, just like half a block up, basically. And he sort of points you in that direction.
All right. We'll be nearby. Thank you for your help.
And so you'll go to the nearest tavern, which is like right here.
Then Riku's like looking to Axel. He's like, I'm gonna call my sister and figure this out.
Okay.
Do you want to go into the tavern to give her a call with sending?
Yeah. That's when I get
Okay.
off the street.
You do so. It's an old, dimly lit tavern. It caters primarily to elves. You're actually nodded at. Both you and Casimir are nodded at. Funny enough, the bartender is a dusk elf woman. And he immediately, they notice each other, and he slowly approaches the bar as you all go to take seats. There are dancing light spells that bathe the place in soft, floating blue motes of light. There's a gentle harp, pipe, and flute music. Um, uh, there are only humans, halflings, and half elves, along with multiple different elves within this establishment.
It's like an elf hangout.
Kind of an elf hangout, yeah.
Riku
As you
notices.
take your
He's like,
seats,
huh, interesting.
you take your seats,
Yeah.
and what would you like to say?
25 word minimum. So I'll say, hey sis, long time no see. I'm out front of the college. They won't let me in. What the hell's happening? I need the teleportation circle. Let us in, please.
And as you attempt to send this to her, you are met with a staticky feedback response of like a walkie-talkie, like doing stacking and then like blasting feedback into your ears, because you just came across the anti-magic field that the Blackstaff placed on the college.
God damn it. Riku just looks Riku looks back at the crew and says, fuck the anti-magic field. We can't get through.
So like no magic is allowed inside, like can't get through a wall. So like a wall. Like
Yeah. It's protecting the castle now, or the
why don't we
college.
just solve their murder and then the magic field goes down and we get to go inside?
They told us to fuck off.
Well,
What do you want me to
do
say?
they know who you are?
Maybe I talk to my brother. He'll let us in.
Talk to your brother. It sounds like you need to talk to your father.
Riku's been avoiding this.
Casimir comes back from the bar with drinks, and he says, Rictavia, we should probably chat. I am going to stay in Waterdeep at least for a few days, regardless of what happens here. I would like to speak to Madame Estevieva.
Yeah, who's that?
Oh, she's a dusk elf of Madame Estevieva. She and he's sort of like blushing. He's a little speechless.
You fancy her?
I've not seen a woman of my kind in 400 years.
Oh my god.
And he says,
Well,
Indeed.
it's quite a while. I
Yeah.
understand.
You made a dusk
There
elf
was
blush.
not many girls in my school. I get it.
And he says, Thank you. And takes like a long draft of his wine that he brought back for himself. Rictavia looks at you all and says, I'm sorry we could not get into the college. Do you know what to do next?
Yeah, I'll talk to my father or brother and have this sorted out. This is absurd. Riku's like, Noble is starting to come out.
Speak to the
And he goes,
manager.
Indeed.
He's about to go Karen mode.
And if you're here for a while, would it be acceptable or amenable for us to move along?
Are you saying he kind of like makes a book motion? Is that what you're getting
Indeed. Yes, that was rather what I was getting at.
at? Yes.
Are you gonna give him the book? We can't give him the book
Not
without.
here, but yes. Give me a day or two to figure this
Yeah.
teleportation circle out, and then it's all yours.
Yeah.
I think we need a few days for our fine friend here, and he claps Casimir on the back, who like spits wine out and like coughing.
Yeah. Well, that's the idea. We'll settle here for a day or two, and then I'll give
We
you the book.
got the big openings tomorrow, Riku.
Yeah, you guys should be there for that at least, right?
If so long as you can get us back south, so we don't have to march 500 miles again. Indeed.
I mean, I fucking hope so. I'm gonna, if these guys don't cooperate, we'll find a way in. Don't worry about that, friend.
Oh, understood.
One way or
All
another.
right. This is probably the right place to stop for the night. We'll pick it up here with the party separated and determining what to do next. Sir Venom and Vincent, if there are things that you know you would like to do in and around Neverwinter, think about them. We can discuss them. If there's something you think's interesting, if there's something you know about, if there's someone you want to talk to sort of get through, make sure that you guys have equal time next session. Let's do that. In terms of Riku, Riku and Axel, it sounds like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like you want to go talk to Riku's dad.
Yeah.
Him or my brother or both, one or the other.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you want to go talk to the Ram.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Those are two good starting points. I will also have other things prepared as needed. And yeah, everybody have a good week.